Can you solve all these Bhagavad Gita questions? Who is Arjuna? You chose pudding, correct? Manual of Mankid. Nice selection. Bhagavad Gita is the correct and valid answer. Bhagavad Gita is a right choice. Song is the best answer. Bhagavad Gita means right again. Song of the God is a valid answer.
Who spoke Bhagavad Gita?
Well picked. Lord Krishna is the correct answer. Who can read Bhagavad Gita? You got it. Your choice, everyone, fits well. Gita Mahatmya was written by. Smart pick. Adi Sankacharya is the correct choice. Who wrote the Bhagavad Gita? Perfect. None of these is the correct choice. What is known as Gitopanishad? Nice work. Bhagavad Gita fits perfectly. How long Krishna spoke Gita? Bravo, 45 minutes is the answer. Bhagavad Gita has dash slokas. Good thinking. 700 is the right answer. Bhagavad Gita is also known as. Excellent choice. Gitopanishad is the right answer. Bhagavad Gita is an episode in. Correct response. Mahabharat is the most accurate answer. Main speaker of Bhagavad Gita. Exactly. Krishna makes sense. How many verses does Gita have? Sharp thinking. 700 is the right choice. Whose squeeze Bhagavad Gita is? Great thinking. All is the right choice. Bhagavad Gita is also called dash. Solid response. Upanishad is a valid choice. 16th chapter of Gita is Krishna's. On track. Stomach is the correct answer. Where was the Bhagavad Gita spoken? Good job. On the battlefield works well. Bhagavad Gita has how many chapters? Excellent. 700 is a well-reasoned choice. How many chapters are there in Gita? Strong choice. 18 is the right answer. Who spoke Bhagavad Gita and to whom? Nicely done. Lord Krishna to Arjuna is a solid answer. Is Bhagavad Gita history or mythology? You're right. History is the correct answer. Bhagavad Gita is a part of which epic? Correct. Mahabharata is spot on. Who is the listener of Bhagavad Gita? Well done. Arjuna is the right choice. How many verses does Bhagavad Gita has? Well reasoned. 700 is the correct choice. At which place Bhagavad Gita is spoken? Clear logic. Your choice Kurukshetra is sound. In the Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Yoga is dash. Great job. Self-realization is the accurate answer.
Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam is mentored in.
Smart move. Bhagavad Purana is an accurate answer. Bhagavad Gita was spoken dash years ago. Valid point. 5,000 is true. Bhagavad Gita should be directed by whom? Solid response. Speaker himself is a valid choice. Where we find the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Excellent. Bhagavad Gita is a well-reasoned choice.
The word Gita in Bhagavad Gita means dash.
Right again. Sing is a valid answer. The title of chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita is strong choice. Transcendental knowledge is the right answer. At which place Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita? You're right. Kurukshetra is the correct answer. Who was narrating the Gita to Dhritarashtra? Good thinking. Sanjaya is the right answer. At what age Sri Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita? Bravo, 89 is the answer. What does the term Gita mean in Sanskrit? Exactly, song makes sense. Who was the first listener of Bhagavad Gita? Great thinking. Sun God is the right choice. Bhagavad Gita was spoken in which holy place? Sharp thinking. Kurukshetra is the right choice. What is the first word in the Bhagavad Gita? Great job. Window is the accurate answer. How many verses are present in Bhagavad Gita? Smart pick. 700 is the correct choice. Bhagavad Gita is told by Dash to Dhritarashtra. You chose Sanjaya, correct? What is the second name of the Bhagavad Gita? Perfect. Jitopanishad is the correct choice. During which war was the Bhagavad Gita given? Nice selection. Kurukshetra is the correct and valid answer. Who is the main speaker of the Bhagavad Gita? Valid point. Krishna is true. What is the literary meaning of Bhagavad Gita? Good job. Song of the Lord works well. The summary of all chapters of Gita is found in. Nice work. Chapters 2 and 18 fits perfectly. The Bhagavad Gita is part of which Indian epic? Smart move. Mahabharata is an accurate answer. Kada Bhagavad dalam Bhagavad Gita artinya dash? Nicely done. Lord is a solid answer. Who spoke the first verse in the Bhagavad Gita? On track? Dhritarashtra is the correct answer. By number Rex's Charma Shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Correct. 18:66 is spot on. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna at? Well picked. All of the above is the correct answer. Bhagavad Gita comes under which of the following? Clear logic. Your choice Mahabharata is sound. How many chapters are there in the Bhagavad Gita? Excellent choice. 18 is the right answer. What happens when we read Bhagavad Gita every day? Well done. All of these is the right choice. Why Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita again? You got it. Your choice disciplic succession broke down fits well. What is the number of sloka in Bhagavad Gita dash? Right choice. 700 is the best answer. In how much duration Bhagavad Gita has been spoken? Well reasoned. 45 minutes is the correct choice. What is the name of chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita? Correct response. Karma Yoga is the most accurate answer. The spirit of Bhagavad Gita can be understood from. You're right. Speaker of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the correct answer. Bhagavad Gita is found in Mahabharata in which parva?
You got it. Your choice Bhishma Parva chapter 2542 fits well.
Who had the sacred knowledge of Gita before Arjuna?
Smart move. Lord Sun is an accurate answer.
What is the jewel in the jewel box of Bhagavad Gita?
Nicely done. Middle 6 chapters is a solid answer.
Who transcribed the Bhagavad Gita into written form?
Valid point. Lord Ganesha is true.
How many verses are there in Bhagavad Gita?
Clear logic. Your choice 700 is sound.
Bhagavad Gita study e-sloka jika dichalis maka dash.
Well picked. Bhagavad Gita 11 is the correct answer.
Where is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita revealed dash?
Great thinking. Kachars is the right choice.
Who cannot understand Bhagavad Gita according to 9.1? On track. Envious person is the correct answer. Symbolically, who represents blind to truth in the Gita? Perfect. Dhritarashtra is the correct choice. As mentioned by Lord, Bhagavad Gita was first spoken to. Good thinking. Sun God is the right answer. What is the name of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
Exactly. Yoga makes sense.
At which place Bhagavad Gita has been spoken by the Lord? Sharp thinking. Kurukshetra is the right choice. Bhagavad Gita deals with how many basic subject matters? Right again. 5 is a valid answer. In which parvara of Mahabharata does Bhagavad Gita appear? Nice selection. Bhishma Parva is the correct and valid answer. Which parva of the Mahabharata contains the Bhagavad Gita?
Good job. Bhishma Parva works well.
Krishna started speaking Bhagavad Gita from which chapter? Solid response. 2 is a valid choice. Bhagavad Gita is found in which chapter of the Mahabharata? Correct. Bhisma festival is spot on. How much time did Lord Krishna take in completing the Gita? Great job. 45 mins is the accurate answer. How many verses are spoken by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Well reasoned. 574 is the correct choice. The Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between which two people? Excellent choice. Krishna and Arjuna is the right answer. The Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in dash. Excellent. Kurukshetra is a well-reasoned choice. Below are some of the other terms of Bhagavad Gita except dash. Correct response. Asopanisad is the most accurate answer. Bhagavad Gita contains advice delivered by Sri Krishna to dash. Well done. Arjuna is the right choice. What is the number of chapters or adhyaya on Bhagavad Gita? Dash. Nice work. 18 fits perfectly. According to Bhagavad Gita, how many types of people can we kill? Strong choice. 6 is the right answer. What is the field according to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13? Smart pick. The body is the correct choice. How many verses are in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? 47 is the answer.
Which two things made Arjuna deserving to hear Bhagavad Gita firsthand?
You chose Asakti and Ashrayam. Correct?
According to Bhagavad Gita, the division of society is based on right choice, use, and karma is the best answer. The Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna was spoken approximately years ago.
Great thinking. 5,000 is the right choice.
What is considered to be the incarnation of Lord Krishna in sound representation?
Correct. Bhagavad Gita is spot on.
Who is described as physical, mentally, and spiritually blind in the Bhagavad Gita? Clear logic. Your choice, Dhritarashtra, is sound. Out of the 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, how many are Dhritarashtra's Vaikanam? Excellent choice. 1 is the right answer.
From which shloka of Bhagavad Gita did Krishna started telling shloka in chapter 2?
Good thinking.
11 is the right answer. Ratnaka, due to the association of Narada Muni, turned into a sage and compiled dash.
Well done. Ramayana is the right choice.
Bhagavad Gita is one part of the Hindu religious scriptures written in language dash.
Well reasoned. Sanskrit is the correct choice.
Millions of years before Arjuna, Krishna gave this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Dash.
Exactly, sun god makes sense.
Which of the following asvas did not mention Krishna in reference to Bhagavad Gita? Gita.
Bravo, Mahakavi Jadwar is the answer.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita begins with a conversation between Dash and Dash.
Sharp thinking. Dwarahatra and Rojans is the right choice.
How many slokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? How many verses are there in the Bhagavad Gita?
Excellent. 700 is a well-reasoned choice.
Who did Krishna show the wonders of the universe to on a battlefield in the Bhagavad Gita? Where? Smart move. Arjuna is an accurate answer. The events of the Mahabharata war, including Bhagavad Gita, were narrated to Dhritarashtra by Dash. Right again. Sanjaya is a valid answer. Lord Krishna mentions he spoke Bhagavad Gita to someone prior to Arjuna. Whom did he speak to? You got it? Your choice sun god Vivaswan fits well.
In which shloka does Krishna say that he this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is received in parampara?
Right choice. 4.2 is the best answer. 4 varnas memented in the Bhagavad Gita are based on 1. You're right. Qualities and action is the correct answer. What is the prerequisite for studying Bhagavad Gita? What is the prerequisite for studying Bhagavad Gita? Strong choice. Devotion is the right answer.
How many years ago the Bhagavad Gita was spoken? Valid point. 52250 is true.
Who did the preaching of Bhagavad Gita?
Correct response. Shri Krishna is the most accurate answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Nicely done. Contact Narayan Changder is a solid answer.